Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Dr. Main.
Hi, Dr. Asma. Good afternoon, and we'll straight away go to this case history. He's a 75-year-old male. He is having coronary artery disease, so he's not an operative candidate. But he has presented to us with obstructive jaundice with right upper quadrant pain and significant weight loss since last 1 month. His lab showed that his bilirubin is very high, 28, and he has high alkaline phosphatase. Uh, the MRCP has shown hilar stricture, and he has come to us for evaluation of this hilar stricture. And we will be doing ERCP in this patient. For the want of time, I passed the scope down up till to the ampulla and did a sphincterotomy and a pass a wire on the left side. We have yet not obtained a cholangiogram. I tried to inject some air there. Now we'll just go into the left hepatic duct where I could manage to pass a wire, and then we'll do a cholangiogram to see uh, the anatomy here. The MRCP has shown that this is probably type 3 stricture involving left hepatic duct, and but we don't have the tissue diagnosis here. So we'll just do the cholangiogram now. You can see the sphincterotome is now passed into the right hepatic duct, left hepatic duct. So cholangiogram. I want cholangiogram. Correct. We did a air cholangiogram. Could you see the air cholangiogram there?
Yeah, I can see the area.
Yeah, so we try to be minimally invasive. We try to not inject the contrast. We'll do a cholangiogram first, then we'll do brush cytology.
Are you gonna combine the brush cytology with the biopsy or only cytology?
We wanted to do a cholangiogram first, then we'll do a brush cytology because we want to have a one because this patient has indeterminate biliary stricture, and there are many definitions now we are using for indeterminate biliary stricture. In fact, we did a randomized control trial where we defined the indeterminate stricture in conventional way. That is, you do ERCP, you do fluoroscopy, and then you take conventional brush cytology or brush biopsy from the biliary tract, and if it is negative on first time, it is known as indeterminate biliary stricture. But now we have many good imaging technologies like MRI, the triphasic CT scans. We can still have a good idea whether this patient has malignancy or not. And in absence of mass or definite evidence of malignancy on cross-sectional imaging, also we are now calling them indeterminate stricture, because the next step in such patient can be cholangioscopy also. But here we are using more conventional imaging. You can see the left hepatic duct is now visualized. So we'll pass a brush cytology. So I'm using this brush, which is known as, can we have that brush, please? This is an infinity brush, and this has got a very special design where we have two types of brush. One is the stiff brush, which can cause defect in that stricture, and then there are soft bristles which will collect these abraded cells. And then there is a gap also. We'll show you how it looks like once we take this brush.
Now the fluoro in situ hybridization has increased the sensitivity of the brushing, as mentioned here, from 26 to 66% by Kushner et al.
We'll take this brush first, then we'll discuss about that. You can see the brush has come down up there. And there is a radiopaque marker which shows the tip of the catheter, and then there is a nitinol wire and the brush on that top of it, and there is a very good pushability. Can you do the brushing? And you can see how he's taking the brush. So he's doing to and fro motions, at least 5 we do from that stricture side, and we'll show you the design of this brush. So there are the stiff brush are cutting through the tissue, and then there are the soft bristles which catches these the detached cells. Can we have a brush outside also?
Yeah, I think Asma, the question that you asked is that because we are doing rose-like now, our pathologist, Dr. Anuradha, is waiting here for the specimen, and she'll tell us immediately. So that's the reason why we can increase our yield by this rose technique to almost 80%. Otherwise, if we do conventional, as you said rightly, it's only 60%. We can also use a more costly technique of spirocholangioscopy, which we found to be useful.
Yeah.
And this is a paper that Mohan published in GIE. But I think...
Yeah, well, I know that for the biliary, we usually combine the FNA with biopsy. And for pancreatics, we go with FNA. It can be enough. But for biliary lesion, we usually combine.
Yes.
But now with these techniques with FISH and MP, we can increase the sensitivity of detecting malignancy.
Yeah.
So this brush you can see here, there are 2 types of brush. The stiff brush are gray in color. They are very stiff, and then there is a gap, and then there is a soft bristles. So the soft bristles will collect the cell, and also the gap allows that bristles to accumulate, or the cells to accumulate over there. So now what we will do is we have taken a good sample which our pathologists are examining. We'll try to...
I think they can show this here. If the samples Dr. Anuradha is taken and making both a smear and a smash, both together. She's making 2, and she's going to now examine it with a quick staining and let us know in next 3.5 minutes what exactly is the pathology.
So meanwhile, we'll try to pass a wire on the right side because this is a stricture. Now you can see how my technician is helping me out in going to the right side of this biliary system.
Yeah, we can see it on the right side. Looks good.
No, not yet. So we'll try to...
Starting, yeah. So I think we have 2 choices here, Asma. That is, we can do, as they're trying to pass the wire on the right side, we can either go for 2 stents simultaneously, one after another, or we can do what is called the Y stent, where you can pass. So 1 stent in another stent. This will to some extent depend upon the difficulty of getting into the right side. If it is very difficult, you pass a guide wire to the right side, better to go stent side by side. But if it's easy, then you can do a Y stent.
Yeah.
So what you can see that what the assistant is doing, Srinivas, is using a Terumo wire, not the standard wire, a Terumo wire, and selectively trying to get it to the right side. There's going to be some difficulty. We'll see what's the difficulty, because the time is only 15 minutes. We'll have to finish this case. We'll see how we can negotiate it through that. And he's using various techniques. Mohan is getting the sphincterotome down there and bending it a little so that it's in the direction. Maybe some injection also sometimes helps contrast to know the exact origin of the right hepatic duct. Are you getting the fluoroscopy pictures well, Asma?
It's obvious, but now you're injecting.
Yeah. Now we can see that right posterior is actually going and taking off and joining the left duct here. So if you want to go to pure right, right anterior is coming there. But my feeling is that in this case, if you even drain one side, because both the ducts, you can see one of the branches of the right duct and the left duct are meeting together. So what will happen is you're draining more than 50% of the liver here.
Good.
But let them give a little trial, because we're going to get the histopathology meanwhile. That will give us a decision whether we should put in plastic, or if it's indeterminate plastic, if it's a definite malignancy in this patient, a metal stent. So another trick that he's using, Srinivas, is Now trying to change to another straight wire, and probably after that a balloon. These are all the various tricks to guide the wire into a specific territory. So he's changed to a straight Terumo wire because sometimes that's helpful. Let's see if that's going to help in this case.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Wait, wait.
Yeah, it's somewhere there. Oh, it's
Sorry,
there.
sorry.
You're now changing the guide wire to straight one, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the guide wire now is sometimes it looks like it's gone into the right, but then again escapes into the left. So one more trial. Yeah, I think.
Just a try. We'll try from here. Yes.
Yeah, that's where it's separating out.
Here,
But
here.
it goes there, and then from there, yeah, I think, yeah, no. It looked like it was getting into the right, but as you can see, it goes and then
You use
I
the-
think now it's going to the right side.
yeah, it looks like that, Asma. From here, we felt that,
Yeah.
but it goes up to a certain extent and then swings to the left again. I think it's communicating there. The left and right are communicating there, so you can see that's happening. If you can get the right posterior, that will be the ideal. So
Yeah.
what he's trying to do is to get the right posterior now, which will then. So he's now doing something which is very important for all the ERCP people to know, that he's switching on to the balloon to guide his guide wire. So Mohan is putting the balloon, and they're going to put a guide wire through the balloon to see if you can selectively get it out there. But my own feeling is that even a single stent would be sufficient in this case, because the
There is
principle, of course, we know is
cholangioscopy here.
contrast.
Cholangioscopy. The spyglass.
Cholangiogram.
Yeah, we can, but the problem with the contrast, if it escapes out and you can't drain that segment, is the problem. So I think they're being very careful with that. We don't want to have a problem of undrained contrast. So
No.
I think,
Okay.
so now the wire will have to come out of the balloon before you place it. I think it's better.
You have to chota wire. You have to remove the wire, take out the wire. Go now, go. Okay. So give me wire out.
Yeah.
Wire.
Yeah, now it's come out. Yeah. So
Yeah.
now you can
Push-
see that
push.
Mohan is going with the wire inside because intubation becomes easier by the wire inside. He's gone deeper now. Let's see if this balloon helps. Okay,
Okay,
balloon is there, right there now.
Complete.
Sometimes you can inflate to straighten the
Yeah, now
hole.
I'm pulling back to straighten my trajectory. Control.
Yeah, so what is your opinion, Asma? My feeling is that both the systems are filling up now, as you can see. Only the
Yeah,
right
filling up.
posterior is the only segment we haven't filled. So I think in this case, I would even suggest that we just get a quick check at this, the cytology before we decide now.
अब देखो. No problem. Okay. Yes. Wait.
The balloon, I think the balloon helped to straighten the.
Yes. Yeah, this one. Yes.
Yes. I think it's open up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going. What you will do if it's the guide wire didn't go there?
Yeah. So we inflated the balloon and pulled the scope. I just pushed the scope down and turned my body right. That changed the direction of wire. And then we got another option of pushing the wire, and then it went through. So this is important that not only you change the trajectory of wire by angle tip or a straight wire, but also you can change the trajectory by using sphincterotome, bending it, use other type of accessories like Haber's catheter ramp. There are many ways where you can change the trajectory of the wire. So you can see now there is a stricture over there, and we have separation of right and left hepatic duct. We have yet not seen the right posterior duct.
So I think both the wires are there, and Mohan, we also have the cytology ready. Dr. Anuradha has seen the slides already. She'll just show it to you on the slides. It looks like it's a malignant cells which are very nicely seen. So we'll ask her to project this and show us before you put in the slides.
Okay.
The stents.
So
But Anuradha, can you
dilate karna padega.
show us the slides?
We have to dilate this. Okay.
So the plan now is that because it's showing malignant tissue, Mohan is planning to put in 2 stents bilaterally into right and left, so that you can see in this case you can drain more than 70% by this technique. So let's have the cytology shown before we proceed. Yeah, you can see the picture now that Anuradha is there. You can see. Asma, can you see the histology, cytology picture?
Now, yeah, now it's clear.
Yeah. The clumps, you can see the clumps of cells there right at around below 12 o'clock position, very nicely seen. There, I think that's a classical clump of malignant. You can see that now. Can you see, Asma?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, any special stain like pathologists can use for such a quick
we'll ask
result?
Anuradha to join us for a second here, and she'll be able to tell us.
Yeah. So these are the brush from the cytology which Dr. Mohan has just given us. As you can see that there is adequate cellularity and there is loss of normal polarity of the cells. And in fact, we can also observe that there are some discohesive cells. If you just go to the higher part, you can see the nuclear atypia. The cells are enlarged and there is a high NC ratio and marked pleomorphism with focal acinar structure. So all these high cytology, high cytological atypia and the increased NC ratio overlapping and single cells favor a neoplastic lesion. So the brush cytology is positive for malignancy and morphology favors adenocarcinoma, probable cholangiocarcinoma.
Thank you. I think that was a very nice histological section that we saw.
No.
So Asma, this is a definite malignancy.
Yeah,
So the plan now is to put a Y stent. Mohan is going to put, you can see both the wires. He has shown you the principles. He's going to use a Y stent from Taewong. That's a common company who's got a Y stent. Basically, it has a large LCD openings, and then you can put one stent through another stent. But we're running, yeah. Then, so after Mohan deploys the first stent, we'll have to go to the next room for the last case because time is running out now. So we'll ask, once Mohan puts in the first stent, we know the principles now, we'll go to the next room.
So the wire in the right side will act as a guide. Will not pass the stent through right wire. It only acts as a guide. So that technique, one has to understand that once you deploy the left stent, you do not have to remove the wire from the left stent.
Okay. Are you gonna use the RFA here or just you're gonna put a stent?
Wow.
The RFA.
In this case, RFA, yeah, we could do, but this case, the problem is, Asma, that we were not sure what it was, and the patient, of course, was not counseled. I think RFA would have been one of the things that we'd have liked to do in this patient, in addition to give
Wire,
better,
wire.
better palliation. So you can see now that he has deployed the first stent in the left hepatic ductal system. And the second stent is going to go through the first stent.